everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Okay, Dustin, I gotta do you one better.
Oh, was this one upsmanship? Mando?
We're matching colors.
Do I lose?
Yeah, you lose. Get out of here.
But does yours do this?
Okay. Okay.
Hey, mine does some things, but I won't take it out of the box.
I mean, mine does some things too.
We won't revert back to conversations taken before we started because everything is fine here on Detention Block AA23, a Star Wars podcast. I'm Mike, joined by Dustin and Bogie. Sorry if my Lola droid is speaking too loud and you can hear it. Just rub the top of the head, so it's speaking to us right now.
No one needs to know that before we start this.
Too late. Too late. Everyone knows now. Everyone has their toys. Look like
we're gonna turn this into an OnlyFans page.
Hey, there's a want for everything, so let us be your want. No, I'm just kidding. And hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, honestly, if that's what it takes,
Right?
But yes, if you're listening to us right now, hit that subscribe button, like this video, comment, rate, review, all the above. We greatly appreciate any little thing that you can do to help us out. And our chat is up and live. So come bring us your comments and opinions and things you want us to talk about. And we'll bring you in part of the conversation just as one of us. We're probably just going to do a short one today. We were originally planning to have our next guest on, but things kind of fell through. No big deal. It just means that you'll have that surprise and discussion either next week or whenever works best. So, but Luke is a big Star Wars collector, so maybe it makes sense that everyone has their things out right now. Not things out. That good thing we're uncensored right now, because
yeah,
this is really turning into an OnlyFans channel. Anyways, but so we decided we were going to just kind of continue our conversation from last time because there has been a little more news released. And Dustin, since you were here too, like, feel free to chime in on your thoughts with the whole announcement from Puck about Kathleen Kennedy stepping down within the next few months or by the end of 2025 is what the article said. And there were a bunch of different platforms that were releasing that information. But since oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I know you're going to get into this. I don't mean to mow your lawn, but it sounds like she still wants to keep her grubby little hands on shit that she shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, she came back with a response. So she had an interview with Deadline. And to start it out, she said, "The truth is, and I want to just say it loud and clear, I'm not retiring." And I think this is one of those situations where both things can be true. Like, from what she's saying in here doesn't really take away what the other articles were essentially getting at, which those things were all talking about Kathleen Kennedy stepping down from her position within the next couple of months of the year by the end of 2025. Her saying that she's not retiring she never said she's not retiring from Lucasfilm or Star Wars. She said she's not retiring from making films, that she's going to, as she said, do or make films until she dies. I mean, she can do all sorts of different projects that aren't Star Wars or Lucasfilm related and still make movies. I know she wanted to do her own, start her own production company that was all like AI. So, that could be part of what, she wants to do. She also will continue on with her current Star Wars projects, which, makes sense. We already hate when things get started and then with one person and then stopped and then read it. So just let her finish whatever she has started. And then and she also mentioned that they are working on a succession plan for who's going to follow her. And I'm sure she'll have a say in who that is or who they are. I don't know, probably one person, but I know there are also rumors of Filoni and Favreau. But she'll be helping the new person transition into the new role So
She's
all
good at
that
helping people transition.
so all that to say is she will still be around Lucasfilm for a few years or some time now, even after, like, if she would step down from her current position by the end of the year. So when I say both things can be true, she can continue to make films and be part of Star Wars and also resign from her position. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. What are your guys' thoughts?
Go ahead, Bogie.
I don't think she will have any sort of control. I think she will have when you say director, like being like a director, I don't think so. Um, this is like kind of like a let's just slowly shoot because we owe you this money or this contract. It's kind of like just slowly just ease you out, but we won't just fire you because it's just dead money.
Well,
If
I
you
don't think
want
she's
to
being
have,
fired. I don't think she's being fired. I think she want again. One of the things that she's talked about doing is having her own production company. I think she wants to step away. Now, to your point though, Bogey, there might be some kind of influence, due to the current nature of everything and the atmosphere, um, and the numbers. That's what Disney cares about. That's what the shareholders care about, is the money. Obviously, viewership has been going down, so maybe there is some influence to resign from Disney and the shareholders. But as far as what has been released and what's been said, it's not like she's being let go or whatnot. She's making the decision on her own to step down from the position as the lead, the like head person of Lucasfilm.
uh, I know we talked about this a little bit. How much were her fingers in the dip of Andor, the upcoming season?
Well, she'll probably. I mean, the fact that
This
she probably won't. That probably won't affect anything, only because it's being released now. But she has to take responsibility. So if it's a big hit, she deserves the accolades that come from it, because
that's what
it would be
I'm getting
released
at.
under
Like,
her.
okay, oh
Yeah.
great, you hit a great hit right when got the exit door.
Well, and it'll be
Uh,
like,
it's
I
kind of like, oh, maybe we would just hold on to that, or I don't. I That's why I'm kind of like, this is like the kind of gray door, or the gray area, as they say, of like, what do you do with if Andor hits like really hits and really
so
what do
like,
you
how much wiggle room is there? Like, could things change if Andor is a success? Um, I mean, there's always the possibility. Nothing's ever finalized, and nothing's even been written up. This is just speculation. But I mean, I think it would ride more on the whole Grogu or Mandalorian and Grogu movie, because I know in the past she has
Oh,
said
yep.
that she wants to go out with a big hit, and I think she's kind of riding on that. But then there's also the what Sean Levy movie that she's got her hands tied on right now, and that's like the
Yeah.
Dawn of the Jedi movie that will supposed to be like when the Jedi first started to come on. I think that's that one. But there's like 3 total films right now that she's got her hands on, and those would all fall under her. But some of those aren't going to be released until you know the first one will be like 2026. So if she resigns by the end of the year, those are all taking place after she's already resigned.
Which is a good question. Does she still get to see the final, or is she just like, boom, you're done? And then someone else comes in, and all of a sudden be like, this Grogu, the Mando Grogu movie, be like, I don't know about this.
I think that's part of what they're still figuring out. That's why they haven't put like a solid date on anything.
Like, does she still have through her contract, has to complete that movie, or who like whomever her staffing is. You know what I mean? Because I've
Yeah.
seen that where that happened with Justice League.
Oh, and who was that? I'm not.
Where you had
Mm.
um
I'm not familiar with that. With do you know who
you
did
know,
Justice
like
League, Dustin?
it was a disaster. It
You
was
talking about the
Zack
you're talking
Snyder. It was Zack
Schneider? Yeah,
Snyder.
Schneider.
Zack Snyder, and then
Zack
in the
Snyder
Snyder
got
cut.
just got canned halfway through production, and then they brought him God, what's his name? I'm trying
That
to
was
look
so
it up
long
right now.
ago, and that movie, even with the Snyder cut, was pretty mediocre.
Yeah, I never even watched the Snyder cut. I was like,
Snyder cut
the
is
original movie
so
wasn't good enough to warrant me watching it.
Snyder cut is so good. I wish that was what was presented.
I don't know.
The other
I
one
don't know.
is so bad.
I don't think it was that great. I mean, it was good. It was better than the original.
Okay,
I
well,
mean, the original was a unmitigated disaster because of, like you said. I mean, there's way too many hands in the cookie jar. Going back to
no,
Andor, I will say
I thought Zack Snyder was awesome, and I wanted to see that I wanted to see it finish.
Yeah.
I that's my opinion. I
Oh
don't know,
yeah. Yeah.
Justin, that you can have your opinion, but I you know I'm more of a superhero fan on that side of the DC, especially DC. I love the MCU what they did, but for sure DC. I wanted to see that conclude. So
Well,
so.
that's
that's
too
my
bad.
take.
Getting back to Andor, and I kind of hate to say this, but I think I mean, it definitely has the potential to be a critical success. I don't know if it will be a commercial success in the
Yeah.
way that other things can be within the Star Wars universe. It just doesn't have the following. I mean, like Andor season one is kind of a good example of that. It was just such a wonderful show, but I don't think it hit the benchmarks that they were hoping for it to hit. So again, I mean, it can be a critical success, but I don't know if Kathleen Kennedy is going to be like, you know, propped up because Disney has a different set of metrics. And this
Yeah.
happens with a lot of companies, right? I mean, a lot of companies, the CEO gets fired, right? And she's not the CEO, but she's a president of a division of a company, right?
Yep.
Usually they're the scapegoats when things go bad anyway. But, you know, I mean, it happened with like Boeing. Now, obviously, the lives are at stake really with
A
Lucasfilm.
little different.
But, you know, when shit starts going sideways and you have these misses over and over again, yeah, I mean, there's was it Chris Carter, the wide receiver for the Vikings?
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to have a fall guy. You got to have a fall guy. Usually
Okay.
that's
Now we're going down that road. You Packer fans. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're
hey man, Chris
outnumbered.
Carter's the one who said that.
I know he
He's
did.
the Vikings.
Oh man, he said
Straight
it.
cash, homie.
No, that was
That's Moss.
Randy Moss.
I know that was Moss. I'm just speaking
I know.
of the
Yeah, no,
Vikings
yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You
receivers.
said that like that's why you have a fall guy. That's someone that can say, "Straight cash only." Point to this guy.
No, I completely agree on with that Andor part, and I am really curious. Speaking of Andor, I am curious what the numbers will come out for that, because I know season one didn't get the numbers that they were looking for, but I think the interest and the popularity for Andor came afterwards. Like it's become more popular now than it was before. But on the flip side, you have like the backlash of Acolyte right now, and the backlash. Not Skeleton Crew was a good show, but we're kind of seeing something similar where part of it, I mean, part of it is because we've talked about this before. Part of it is because it's a kid's show, so you're not going to draw in the audience. But maybe part of that too is a backlash because it was the show that followed the Acolyte. So there's, you know, people that are getting turned away from Star Wars. So I'm just curious what the numbers will come out for Andor. And we had Scarif that was chatting with us last week, and he was saying that I think it was the total cost for both seasons is 650 bills for the production of both seasons.
See, when you say 650 bills, I think 650 million or billion.
Million.
Billion. That money doesn't even exist yet.
No, 650 million for the 2 seasons. I think the most recent one is like 270 or 300 or something like that.
Is it per?
No, that's
episode?
over. No,
that's combined.
Total full seasons together was like $650 million.
Wow.
And a
I was
lot of
saying
that,
it was
a lot of
per,
that
I'd
I
be
have
like,
to believe
holy
is
smokes.
going into the actors because they've gotten some big name actors that are playing in that show. But I'm just curious.
You think you will get some big name actors? What are you guys' thoughts that we have not seen in trailers, not been
In season
exposed?
2?
What?
In season 2?
Yeah,
Probably not. I mean, except
because
from what
like
they've already
what's
revealed.
this? Sorry, Dustin. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't know if we're gonna get like any surprise like cameos of famous people. I don't think that's what Andor's about.
Yeah, and I
Because
think
like
it's probably a good strategy to show those in the trailer just to bring in interest. Like they showed Krennic, they showed K2SO. Well, I guess it could be a different droid, but and I've seen Andy Serkis's name somewhere. I don't know if it was. I think it might have been like IMDb or something like that. But they didn't show Andy Serkis, so I guess that could be one. Andy Serkis, whether he shows up or not.
which that's a perfect example of Andy Serkis. Did we even expect him in season 1?
I thought it was pretty well reported he'd be in.
I
think he was in the
throwing a curve.
trailer. I think he was in. He might not have been in every trailer, but I think he was in at least a trailer.
Okay, maybe I was throwing a curveball. Maybe went in blind because
I would have appreciated that because that would have been an
Yeah.
awesome reveal.
yeah, because I was kind of in that era of kind of like, maybe it's better going in blind because the Star Wars and just like Marvel or just Disney in general, Marvel and Disney, just like what they were coming up with like episode content was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch the trailer. Maybe I'll just go in blind and see if like the first episode or two will hit me. And so because that definitely hit me blind,
Yeah.
Andy Serkis. So I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah. And I think it's a better strategy for them to show those actors just to draw in more, to garner more interest in the show, at least with how things have been going recently. Because if you just with the decrease in viewership, if you don't show, then people might not even know that actor is going to be in there at all. So,
Right. So it was like something like that. Do you expect something else? Maybe would there be someone we already know but will show up as a cameo? I don't know.
I think there'll be. I mean, you'll get either a Darth Vader or a Palpatine. I would almost bet my life on you'll get one of those.
Speaking of Palpatine, I think one of my favorite, do you remember the Thrawn books? Of course you do.
Yeah, of course.
Mike. Like the scenes, not scenes, like the chapters where it's Thrawn talking to Palpatine.
Oh yeah,
those are always riveting to me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I was always at the edge of my seat, and that's a book.
Yeah.
So
there's what is it?
If they do stuff like that, with like Krennic.
Have you read the Vader or the Vader the Dark Lord book? I think that's what it is.
No, is that a extended universe kind of thing? I really haven't gotten much in the extended universe.
It's a good question. I don't know if it is. I think it was one of the. When Star Wars kind of got rejuvenated through the Disney purchase and everything.
Yeah,
I think it was might have been one of the first books written after that. So I think it's canon. But it takes place prior to the events of A New Hope, I think, or in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. But there's more of those Palpatine Vader scenes that you get, and it's really good. It's really good. Speaking of Vader, well, I know he ends up showing up, but I'm playing more of Jedi Survivor. I played it the past 2 days, and I've gotten I think 5 more hours in. So I'm really proud.
This is like 4 years ago.
Proud of I know. It was a year ago that I last picked it up. I was just looking back at it, and it was May of 2024 when I last played. But hey, now I'm through the Jedi part where you like destroy that drill thing. Do you remember that?
No, because I played it 4 years ago.
Oh, you remember it.
And I haven't played it because I don't own it.
Oh, you should play it. It's a lot of fun.
I know.
But-
We keep talking about. I don't know, Dustin. I'm on the same page with. I mean, I have no excuse, but at the same time, I'm so. I don't know. I just have random stuff going on constantly between
Oh
family and
yeah,
like it's just like
it's hard to find time. I mean, that's why it's been a year since I picked it up. But
that's why
uh,
like part of me, I'm like I've had a PS5 for so long, and how many games I played outside of Helldivers? I don't know.
have you been playing anything lately, Dustin?
I got I downloaded Avowed.
Oh, I've
That's
heard about Avowed.
yeah, it's part of the Pillars of Eternity series, and I watched a bunch of YouTube videos to kind of get me caught up. Let me tell you how a lot of my nights go, right? Mudge, I understand this is how your nights go. For listeners who want to have kids, it's like 9 o'clock, right? Our daughter's been down for like an hour, so it's time to put Bennett down to bed, right? Whether you get Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde could depend on the smallest minute detail of something that you did or did not do. And God forbid you get Mr. Hyde, because then you ain't going to, I mean, it's a battle. It's an absolute battle to get your
Bad.
child to sleep. And then you're so fucking exhausted after that. Like you're mentally and physically drained. And you're like you had the highest hopes that you're going to like stay up an hour or two and play a game or watch, catch up on a show or whatever. And then after it, you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. Like, I hate my life right now. Like, that's how parenting can be, especially with like younger kids. And so, to answer your question, not yet.
Just to kind of
Download it.
just to kind of go off of that a little bit too. So I was sick this past weekend. I was running 100. I got up to 104 temp on Sunday, and it was a weekend that Colleen worked. So that means I get JJ. And I swear on Sunday, he was the most wild and crazy that I've ever seen him. Do you know how hard well, maybe Dustin, have you ever had to run a fever and watch your child on your own?
Yeah, once or twice. I mean, because Callie and I don't have like the same work schedule as the Colleen does, where she's gone like that.
Yeah.
I think I remember Bennett had an ear infection when Callie had to go out of town for a work trip, and that was brutal.
At one point, I was literally laying on my back on my hardwood floor, and I was asking myself, how do people do this? It was miserable. So
I mean, we have a saying in our house: "Survive, not thrive." Like, just get through these years, these early years where the kids are really just hard to deal with. And when I say deal with, I just mean like, again, like you never know what's going to set your kid off.
yeah. No, that's
So
so true.
last night it was because like we raced when it comes to toothbrushing. Like that's how I get him to brush his teeth. It's like, hey, we'll race.
Make it
Whoever gets
fun.
done.
Make it
I
fun.
purposely lose. Okay, I throw the match, but
Liar. He beats you.
he was having a tantrum, and I was just like, I'll just brush my teeth. Huge mistake. Absolutely gargantuan mistake, because then not only did he have that tantrum, but then because I technically beat him, he lost it even more. And it was like 20, 30 minutes of just crazy tantrum. So anyway, 10 out of 10, don't recommend.
So just be prepared if and when you have kids there, Bogie. Prepare yourself.
But see, nothing prepares you for having kids. I can tell you this, and until you experience it for yourself, I just think there's like no handbook that you could ever write that would help you with this situation, because like we had no idea how to calm them down. Like we tried everything in the book except maybe a shot of bourbon.
You know what it's called? It's not it's called a Rolodex. Call you guys, figure out what do I do? I don't know what to do. And then all of a sudden, like, has there been a couple movies where it's like all of a sudden it's like like 5 dudes just like, I don't know what to do.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the baby's just like peeing everywhere. Like, I don't know.
Please tell me you have a Rolodex somewhere in your house. I mean,
I would-
kudos for knowing the word. But do you have a Rolodex in your house? Bogie?
I know what it is. No,
No,
I
but do you
don't.
have one? Okay. I was just
I mean, it's
curious.
called a cell phone.
Right, yeah. No, I was just giving you kudos for
I
using that
mean,
term. I'm like, do you actually have one? Is that why you...
to the listeners nowadays, I mean, Dustin, you know what a Rolodex is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, baby.
To the listeners, if you want to know what a Rolodex is, be like, what the fuck? This guy's crazy. What is he talking about?
If they are 25 years or younger, maybe they won't. I bet no.
I didn't know what a you know, like an Outlook, you can create a V card is what they call it. That's what they call it when you send a contact. It's more of like a sales thing. So
Okay, sure.
Like when you create a contact in Outlook and you send it, it's called a V card.
V card.
And someone's like, "Oh, I'll send you my V card." I'm like, "Whoa, hey, I don't know you that well. I didn't even know you were a virgin."
You're like, whoa, I can get in trouble
Dude,
for something. I can get fired for something. No comment.
Yeah, no comment.
Anyways, just to bring it back to this whole Kathleen Kennedy thing. So I'll just read really quick the main piece that came out of that interview at Deadline. So Deadline said, or asked, we've read all these speculative reports that you are out, that there's a frenzy for the next person who's going to take over Lucasfilm. What is the truth? Kathleen Kennedy said, the truth is, and I want to just say loud and clear, I am not retiring. I will never retire from movies. I will die making movies. That is the first thing that's important to say. I'm not retiring. What's happening at Lucasfilm is I have been talking for quite some time with both Bob and Alan about eventual success, what eventual succession might look like. We have an amazing bench of people here, and we have every intention of making an announcement months or a year down the road. We are in lockstep as to what that's going to be, and I'm continuing. I'm producing the Mandalorian movie right now, and I'm also producing Sean Levy's movie, which is after that. So I'm continuing to stay at Lucasfilm and looking very thoughtfully with Bob and Alan as to who's stepping in. So that is all underway, and we have every right to make that announcement when we want to make it. Anything pop out there?
I mean, it sounds like a whole lot of fucking nothing.
Yeah.
It sounds like kind of like those, I don't know, just.
It sounds like to me it doesn't dismiss the previous reports.
Right. Say a lot, but yet say nothing.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Honestly, Mudge, it sounds a lot to me like the Cardinals organization where John Mozeliak is supposed to retire at the end of the year. Yeah, he's still running the ship, and they've literally done nothing. Like zero. They're the only team in Major League Baseball not to sign a free agent this offseason.
Hey, I sent you what our owner said.
I know, but I'm talking shit on my owner. Let me talk shit on my owner first, and then the president of baseball operations. Like that dude cannot. That dude is the Cardinals' Kathleen Kennedy, right? Like he had a good thing, and he had a really good run at the beginning, and then turned it to absolute shit. And that is what Kathleen Kennedy has done to Star Wars, because there's been a couple hits, but there's been way, way, way more misses.
Well, I think she should,
in the last decade.
She should just continue being a producer. I mean, because she worked on Jaws, she worked on Jurassic Park, she worked on. Did she do E.T.? She did Indiana Jones. I mean, she has big hits under her, but I just.
Yeah,
but you don't need to lead Lucasfilm. You know, the business decisions that she's made haven't been the best. And just look at the current state of the fanship and the viewership. It's just, it represents itself, really. So, but to me, it does sound like the current plan is in months to a year, changes are taking place. She even said that. So whether it's true or not, that is yet to be said. anything else on that? Anything else? I mean, I don't want to continue talking about this because I mean we've talked about it a few times already.
Yeah, beating a dead horse.
Don't want to beat a dead horse. I know it's the popular topic right now, and there's a lot of things going back and forth, and just as people are with Star Wars itself, they're divided on this whole thing.
You don't want to beat a dead Kennedy, definitely. Too soon?
Oh man, I don't know if you can say that.
Well, her last name's Kathleen Kennedy.
I know, I know.
You guys draw your own conclusions.
Okay,
that's on you.
There is a purpose that was that. Funny guy over here, jokester, Mr. Dustin, Mr. Boo Crew.
I need to change that. That was from Halloween.
I know. It's been like that for some time.
Yeah, I know. Well,
is there anything outside the Kathleen Kennedy thing that either you want to talk about or discuss? Otherwise, I mean, like I mentioned, probably a short one today. So
I mean, there's not a lot going on till Andor, right? Not a lot of things to
or Luke
talk about.
I'm looking for. I want to talk to him.
Yeah, dude, that guy's got,
he rivals the shit I have, and he's actually talking about selling.
He's trying to sell a lot of it. Yeah.
Yes. So
he's got to afford. I don't know what he has to afford.
How far
life?
How far are we from Andor now? Is that like
April 22nd?
April 22nd.
Yeah. So I mean, you're still a month
right
and a half
after
away.
March Madness, practically. Or
we need some controversial shit to go down.
Something will. I mean, something's gonna happen. I mean, Star Wars Celebration's coming up, so we'll get some big stuff coming out of there or leading up to it. I'm sure.
So Zach's not going to that?
No, not to Japan.
Okay,
but we do want to go. I mean, one of the things I'm waiting for from Star Wars Celebration in Japan is the announcement of where it's going to be and when. I'm hoping next year, speculating Orlando, because last time they were here, it was in LA. So they'll probably go to the parks in Orlando, my guess. So I would like if as many of us that can goes, I think it'd be a great time. So, and it'll be in April.
Orlando is kind of nice though, because then you could take the kids and spend a lot of money for a little. By the way, biggest racket in restaurants is the Rainforest Cafe.
Biggest racket?
Yeah, dude. Like it's like the ambiance is okay, right? I mean, these animatronics are like from
kids
the Chuck
love
E. Cheese days. No, they don't, man. My kid hated the thunder shit that happened every like.
Well, that's true. I remember
minutes.
you mentioning that.
Yeah. But dude, the dishes are so overpriced for what they are. Like here's the turkey wrap. That'll be $50. What are you talking about? Yeah, dude, it's really quite overpriced for what you get.
Oh yeah. I think I've been to the one in Orlando, mentioning that.
Yeah, we have two. Because my in-laws they still kind of like vacation there now in the winter the last 3 years.
I remember, and we were in line waiting, and we saw someone in line from my grade school at the time. We're like, small world.
Well, that's where I got you those little grenades, the thermal detonators.
Yeah, I've got them perched up on my collection over here. What you see right back here is just one portion of my collection. I've got a collection on both sides.
You have to get a storage unit just to house it all.
This is the storage unit.
I think that jars my memory. I think that's why Luke's selling it, because he's literally run out of space.
Well, I saw in some of the things he has like duplicates of things. He's like 2 of some of the books.
Yeah.
Some of the High Republic books. He has 2 of them. Like, you don't need 2 of that garbage. No, I'm just kidding. Not the good High Republic books. Those are fine. But he had like 2 of like Cataclysm and stuff like that. Get rid of that shiz. Anyways.
Do you want to at least tease, Dustin? Do you think your friend will be on at all in a future? So what he's trying to maybe use. I don't want to say anything. I'll leave it up to you. What
I think, we just
got to call it. I'll leave it up to you. So
he's a little camera shy, I think, maybe.
Yeah, but just like what he's trying to like maybe potentially advertise. So I want to put in that court as a. But if it's not on the court, then we'll just cut it off.
Yeah, actually, so since we're talking about it, I will say what to our viewers. I will say what he is selling. I gotta
Here.
get up.
Oh, I don't know what he's selling, but
You got the screenshots, right? If it's okay from him to kind of advertise it.
Forewarning, this isn't what he's selling, but this is part of his
No. He said
those
you know anyone who'd be interested in my Trooper Hot Toys? He's got 28 of them.
Trooper Hot Toys. Oh, are those the tall ones?
I don't know. Good question.
So if there's something we could add to the site or whatever, I'm just thinking out loud of kind of ways to promote and.
Yeah, I think it must be some of the here. Let me share my screen. 1 second. All right, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Not that. I think these are the Hot Toys.
Those are hot.
So he's got a nice collection.
Yeah, so those would take up a lot of space. So maybe, yeah, it's the space issue.
He's got a lot of stuff. I love it. It's my kind of guy.
Yeah, we'll get him on. He's a really low maintenance, low key guy.
Love it.
Hey. Like me. I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm on this show.
It'll be great.
Dustin's over here like
one arming it with the bitches.
Like who's this Bogie guy? What is he talking about?
That's the difference of season 5 for one person and season 1 for another person. With a lot of recordings, he's just chill. He knows what to expect.
I'm not gonna lie, Dustin. Seriously, like I knew Mudge, but like you just showed up because like this.
Yeah, what's up?
Like the pressure. I was like, I don't.
You're like, this guy's so cool, calm, and collective.
This guy,
and I'm nervous as shit.
And I'm just like,
we must have done this what 200-300 times now, Mudge? Maybe more. I mean, what you think about it, if we do it once a week, we probably skip a couple weeks per year.
We average probably like 30, we'll say 35 episodes a year.
And we've done it for 5 years.
Well, 4 years.
Okay.
Because we started in August, if you remember, and season 1 ended at the end of the year. So
okay, yeah. So would that be okay? Yeah. So 120 episodes, and maybe I've missed 20 of them.
Here, I can tell you our exact number. Actually, I think episodes stats. I'm looking at our Buzzsprout because it gives you like awards and everything.
By the way, we used to get really drunk on the first couple episodes. That helped a lot.
That's what soothed it. We have published 143 actual episodes. We've released other things as well, but we've had 143 episodes that we've actually like published that with the intention of talking like this. So yeah, we've done it for a while.
Talking like this? What do you mean? What else do you talk about? No, I'm kidding.
We've done it
like trailer reaction.
I'm kidding.
Our first episode was published on Buzzsprout, which was the first thing we released it on August 10th, 2021. So yeah, we'll be
at 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, no, that's a lot of
years.
Episodes, and you just get kind of used to it. So
yeah, it's pretty chill for me. It's just
3 dudes talking about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Like that we're all friends, and so
really, to me, it's not even like there is a recording or a camera. The only thing I check for is just making sure if people are chatting.
Another thing too, the reason I'm set up like this specifically is because my office chair fucking sucks. So Like if I were to set up in my
Yeah,
office
well-
where I have everything set up, it's pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, same here. Look at it. This is my couch on my living room. So that's
The only-
I can really set it up. Until I can finally figure out downstairs in my basement man cave, because it's been
Get
kind
that
of
set
like
up.
work in progress, but
Yeah, I'm at my desk because of all this. I mean, that's why it's here. It's my excuse for it, at least.
which should be
Yeah.
fun one of these times, Mudge. You're not too far from me. If I could just drive over and just do like if you have enough room.
Do like a Step Brothers thing. Hello.
We'd have a second chair with this. The foot space is about like that, so
There you go.
Right.
touching knee tips. And we're gonna end full circle there.
No, we just lost a bunch of viewers. No. Did we
Hey.
have any questions or viewers throughout the podcast?
We had viewers, just no questions or
Okay.
comments come through, so pretty quiet on the.
Surprised we didn't get some hate
From-
from that Kennedy joke.
There's still time. The
yeah.
comments can still come, in response.
Yeah, the reviews we would get like a bunch of 1 stars.
Hey, that still helps our algorithm no matter what.
I know.
It still
So-
counts as an engagement. So that's something people don't know. Like even negative attention brings attention to a channel. So if you really don't like something, just don't do anything, if I'm being honest. But I know all you listeners out there, you guys want to listen to us. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment, rate, review, all the above. We greatly appreciate it. Any final thoughts? We good? Feeling good about today?
Yeah.
Dustin wants to watch his game that's never going to start.
It did.
Oh, it did start? Oh, there you go. He's happy.
More to
now.
come when Andor gets around the corner here.
Can't wait. And I really like the format. It'll be nice to have 4 movie length worth of content in 4 weeks. It's going to be great. I'm
Hey,
excited.
by the way, there's a lot of cool stuff out right now that's not Star Wars, like Daredevil, Born Again.
Yes.
Severance is kind of finishing up. That show just continues to amaze me how good it is. But like sometimes I watch an episode, I'm like, I have 0 idea what just happened, but it was cool.
1923 season 2.
Yeah, I will say 1923 as a show kind of lost me when they didn't have the balls to kill off Harrison Ford.
Well, they already
I
did
mean,
that in Force Awakens. So
Yeah, I know they could do it in Force Awakens, but not.
You guys don't finish Yellowstone then?
yeah.
I couldn't, dude. I could not finish Yellowstone. It went way off the rails.
It was
I mean,
great.
I don't mind the ending, but I'd definitely give it like a C minus, D plus ending for. It was just kind of like, oh, we just got to end this.
I think they had to makeshift it just because of the whole Kevin Costner being out,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
they're going to bring it back, and it sounds like
Right, all these spin-offs. Yeah.
well, it's going to be a continuation. So it's not a spin-off; it's going to be a continuation, and it sounds like it's going to follow Rip and Beth,
Beth, yep.
and
Yep.
and Matthew McConaughey is being brought in from the sound of it, and then there's also going to be 1944 or something like that.
Yeah,
So-
so there's like
World War II timing.
my point is like it's still a spin-off. It's not continuing
Well, it's
Well,
almost like a prequel.
because
Well, not-
like we don't want to do spoilers, but when you see what I'm getting at with Yellowstone comes to an end and there's like branch offs.
Nothing
You know what
can
I'm saying? You know what I'm
top
saying?
1883. That
Oh,
show
that was the best.
that was literally the pinnacle of
That was the
television.
best.
Yeah,
television.
yeah. And then you
I
have
mean,
your
like-
prequels and the branch offs. Yeah, it's a sequel. Yeah, but Yellowstone definitely kind of how it concluded. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I felt like it was like could just like, oh, we gotta because of Kevin Costner, and I don't know how I feel about that, but that's my opinion. But
Yeah. So, what did you feel about 1883, Dustin?
I mean, it's an absolute masterpiece.
Yeah,
it was everything was amazing about it. The
You
scenery,
like
the acting.
Waterworld?
I loved Waterworld. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't mind Waterworld.
Why does
It didn't
everyone hate
offend me.
Waterworld? Is it just because of Kevin Costner, or
Well,
like,
Kevin
it's not
Costner,
great.
opening
I mean, just the way
scene-
he treats the women in the movie.
It's not a great movie, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's fine. I'd
Yeah.
watch it again. That'd be a good. I'd watch that on a plane or something. You know, if I'm.
It's like Nickelback. I don't think everyone actually hates Nickelback. I think
That was a fad.
they just say they hate Nickelback. I love Nickelback. He has great music. Now, some of his songs sound similar. I'll give people that, but the music's still pretty good. Pretty good. Look at this photograph. That's all I can think of when I think.
Oh, I didn't. Chad Kroll was in the podcast there for a second.
There's a hero. Yeah, I'm done. That's my singing
Hey,
for
please.
for today.
You didn't even
Especially
sing the
since
most
I've been
popular
sick.
song. This is how you remind me of who I really am.
There we
That's my
go.
voice.
Like me.
There we go.
I heard my
Sorry.
voice to do that. Woo. Oh, I need some water, man.
Sound like Britney Spears.
That got really, yeah.
All right. Well, maybe it's at least better than the song that they used for the Andor trailer. That's the one thing that was not a smart choice, but everything else about that trailer was awesome. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up there. You can find us on Twitter at DetBlockAA23pod, on Instagram at detention_block_AA_23, Facebook group and YouTube channels, Detention Block AA23, a Star Wars podcast, and then on TikTok at DetBlock AA23. We'll look forward to coming next week speaking. We'll try to get Luke to come in and talk. I know, like we said, we're really excited about him, and we'll make it as comfortable as possible, and I'm sure a lot of fans will love to hear what he has to show to everyone. So looking forward to it. With that, have a great...
Hopefully it's not him rubbing his helmet.
Well, I mean, again, just as we started this, to each their own, everyone has their thing, and I'm not going to judge anyone for it. I mean, I have lots of helmets. I don't do that. That's not my thing. So maybe it's his. Who knows? But his name's Luke. That's pretty cool. That's pretty relevant. So
Irony's not lost on him.
He'll make a great prisoner, the real Luke. So, all right. Well, everyone have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your evening. And we look forward to talking with everyone next week. Until then, as always, may the Force be with you.
Thanks for calling. This is Han Solo, and I'm going to be keeping you company for the next few hours right here on the Midnight Shift. Something's